Welcome to the Tanya Hoffman's fabulous TV show. I'm so glad that you're here today, and we've got my guest star, the fabulous Miss Katrina Sawa. Yay! And y'all are in for a treat because Katrina is one of the top speakers in the world. She's one of the top marketers in the world. She is, every time I go to her event, she wows the audience, wows me, which is hard to do, believe me. I see a lot of people, and there's people that they fluffy cloud talk, and that drives me nuts. And Katrina gets down to business, and that's what I like, right? Katrina is like that. Yeah. Get rid of that fluffy cloud crap.
I don't have time for it. Although I tell you, I say that, and then there's more clients now, and these days are having more issues with their mindset and stuff. So I'm having to dive into that too, and I've always had to, but more so than ever because there's a whole story
and that's really personal development. So that still has some outcome. But there's some people that, they talk and there's nothing coming out of their mouth. It's just, I'm like, get to a point.
Right.
It's like reading some people's books. You're like, can we get to the point? You're filling words here. And you've got a fabulous book out.
Yes, Love Yourself Successful. I have a copy here, of course. Woohoo!
Yay! Awesome. Y'all go check it out. It's a great book. I've got 6 books. I'm also coming out with another one with Tracy Repchak, so I'm excited about that. So,
fun.
It's right? It's all about
if you're a business owner, you need a book. Seriously, especially if you're a coach or a speaker.
I know I'm coming out with new co-authored books so that someone could just write 50 tips. My 50 tips are already done. And then boom, in a weekend, they could be a published author. So
that's a great idea. I like that idea.
Right. Everything's kind of made. Everything's set. They get their pretty picture on the front cover, get that exposure. And everyone, writing a book is not going to make you millions. Okay. No. Writing a book is about marketing. It's like handing somebody your business card. So,
it's a more expensive business card, but it works.
It's more effective.
I've had people get into my mastermind or spend $10,000 to $15,000 with me because they have my book and they read my book. So
exactly,
that's where you make the money in the back end.
Exactly. And don't forget, if you do write a book, put marketing in there, put that you speak and what you speak on, put your website information, drive them someplace.
Well, and you're mentioning compilation books a lot. Like some of the books you're talking about where you do a joint venture with somebody or you have multiple authors in one book is called a compilation or an anthology. And I'm in 3 of those, and those are really good to get your feet wet. So if that's an opportunity, then do that first. That's what I did first because it seems more of a daunting task to do the whole book than just a chapter.
Yeah.
So cool.
And y'all are in for a treat because Katrina is one of the speakers at our upcoming conference. I saw Tim's here. So Tim Gillette is also one of our speakers, and he does blogs and he's amazing. So if y'all don't know him, reach out to him. But Katrina is going to be on, and one of the things I've asked her to come and speak at my conference every year because she gives so much value. People are like, their hands are cramping by the time they get through. So I love that about you.
Not because of anything weird. Okay.
Oh. Only you would say that.
Well, you never know what people are thinking.
You're so funny. So what is your favorite marketing that you do for yourself and your business?
Oh, goodness. Speaking is the number one, it's the number one marketing strategy that anybody can do. I don't care if you're an insurance agent or a financial planner or a roofing company or a spa salon. It doesn't matter. You should speak in front of groups because it gives you instant credibility and a room full of people to talk to, or even online like this, a room full of virtual people or in person. It's the number one strategy to use. A lot of people are afraid of speaking, however, or they don't see how it fits with their business model. And you just need to be shown how. You just don't know what you don't know, and you want to learn. That's all.
Yeah. I was just talking to a guy yesterday on my show from the UK, and he's in insurance. He goes, why would I speak? I'm like, you got to be kidding. Not only will it help you grow your own business that you're trying to promote, but it's all the proliferary stuff that happens, all the incredible things that you can't even pay for that happens, you know?
Well, and you get asked to be on other shows, or someone might see us here and go, oh, I want to have you at my conference, or I want to have you speak on my blab or my whatever. You know, it's opportunities. So opportunities happen.
Exactly. And it's beyond that for, you know, when you're looking at marketing yourself globally now, you know, one of the things that people often don't think about is that this world is a global market. So you're kind of missing the boat if you're not trying to hit a global market. You know, I don't know if you feel that way.
No, I totally do for most businesses. Like, I still work with some brick and mortar and some spas and salons. And unless you're going to sell, if you're a spa and salon with a location and you're trying to sell facials and massages or whatever, you know, I mean, the only thing you can really do, there's a few things you could still do online if you wanted to. It's not necessarily a business model for everybody, but you could have a membership program where you send products. And so every month they have a monthly product membership that they can get products from you. That can be shipped to anywhere, right? So you can sell products online, your skincare products. So you just have to think a little outside the box, and there are different revenue streams to do that. But it may not be the norm in your industry, and that doesn't matter. It just could be a different income stream for you, though. So who cares if it's the norm? Yeah. Why not jump on it if it's something that's working or people are doing? And just because you don't know anybody doing it doesn't mean you can't make money doing it.
I know, you know, a lot of the brick and mortar type of business, because I used to own retail stores in Houston for 7 years. And I look back and I'm like, you know, we were so successful in so many areas, and it would have been great at the time. Of course, back then the internet was a baby, right. But it would have been great to have shown people how to have a successful store, how to market yourself. Because back then everything was, you know, yellow pages and newspapers and radio ads. You know, it was so expensive to market yourself compared to.
Well, I was in advertising at that time. I was in advertising in 2000. And so I was selling newspaper ads, and coming up, my competition was selling radio, or it was print or coupon books and things like that locally in the area. And then luckily I left right as the internet was coming aboard and people were less and less using the newspaper. People still read the newspaper, but I don't. I just don't like the smell. I don't like the smell of the newspaper. I don't want to get my hands all black. I'm sorry. Like, I can't stand it.
Exactly.
But I don't watch news at all. I mean, honestly, I don't watch the news at night. I don't watch the news in the morning. I don't watch the news on Facebook. I mean, Jason, my husband, will come in at the end of the day and he'll be like, did you see what happened? I'm like, what are you talking about? Where'd you get on Facebook today? I read that. And he'll go on with whatever the story. And I'm like, okay, consider the source. Okay, it's Facebook. It's some random person telling you some random information. I mean, he follows some of the news things too, but I don't look at the news because it's so negative. And it doesn't usually affect me. If someone got murdered, you know, downtown or across the country, that does not affect me. I don't need that negative energy. I have enough things to worry about. So,
And I think too many people focus on the negative, you know. I mean, I used to, and that was my world, was being an introvert and seeing all the scary stuff instead of seeing how incredible people are and how amazing their information is and what they can really go out and do for this world, you know. And it's so fun. You know how fun it is when you go to a conference and you get to meet the other speakers. You know, it's like, well, we're all kind of AAA personalities anyway. So, you know, we're kind of like, So it's like super fun people.
Not everybody. And you don't have to be a super A personality to speak. So that's not what she's saying. I know a lot of speakers who are introverts, and they'll go do their thing, and they'll be around a bunch of people for a day or even 3 days. And then they take a day off or a couple of days off because they need to rejuvenate their energy. Whereas I feed from live events and speaking, and it gives me more energy. So I could go. Now, eventually, after 10 or 12 days, I will need a break. And like yesterday, I played hooky. I didn't really play hooky, but I had to drop my stepdaughter off to school, and I had to go to the DMV, and I had to go to the store and get the pet. I mean, I did some errands, but I didn't really work till like 1. Because I just need a break. I'd been working on the weekends a little bit because my live event's coming up and there's more to do. So, you got to take the breaks when your body especially tells you to take a break. So
exactly. And I know because I use so much energy at events, and because you're there, you're marketing yourself the whole time. You're on, right? Your switch is on. You're interacting. You're pulling a lot of energy. So for me, I'm pulling a lot of energy and giving it to other people. So I am just beat.
Right.
But then I always forget to schedule time for myself to recoup.
Don't do that. Go to your calendar right now because your conference is the end of June. So make sure that's first few days of July you're taking off.
I learned, definitely.
Okay, good. I know mine's coming up, and I do a 3-day event and then a 2-day client mastermind. And then, and then after 5 days of really being on, I need a break after that for sure. Like at least I just need a day usually. I don't need a long.
Exactly.
Some people go on a week-long vacation after their events. Well, I got vacations planned, but they're not necessarily after the event.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're looking at, speaking is really such a brilliant marketing, the whole variety of speaking, you've got Blab, you've got, radio, teleconferences, like my virtual summit that I do every month with the Public Speakers Association, which we're still looking for presenters for, everybody. It's 24th and 25th. It's on relationships, which would be perfect for you, Miss Katrina.
It's a dang form. I got to fill it out.
And if you go to the Public Speakers Association, Public Speakers with an S, association.com, I've got it in the side there. You can go over to the members tab, members page, and drop down. It says schedule summits, and that's how you schedule your time to speak. So we'd love to have you all there.
Those are the 2 days that I need to take off after my event thing. So I guess I could do an interview. Okay.
It's a 30-minute, so you can do that.
You guys should totally do it. I've done a lot. I do as many as I possibly can with your summits. And I try to, like one time I sat down and I did 6 at the same time. I applied for 6 at the same time, did the forms all at the same time. And that was efficient. But when I have to do them one at a time, that's not efficient. So I think I'll have to go
exactly.
With that. But seriously, I have to be a member, right, of PSA to do that. Is that right? Okay.
Exactly.
And if you're not a member of PSA, you guys, you have to join because Tanya sends out the most incredible email notifications of speaking opportunities and live events and even virtual things that you can go to, even all over the world. I mean, something was in Ireland, and there's all kinds of things in different countries, and some of them are even paid. So, I mean, I look at those. I can't always get to every single one, but I look at those. They're really valuable, and you wouldn't know about this stuff otherwise. It's hard to find all these events that have, especially in time to apply to be a speaker. Sometimes you hear about them, but they're already booked, right?
Yeah, and they're booking for, late spring, summer. I saw one the other day that was for the fall. So this is the time to get booked for those events. And, associations, corporate conferences, industry conferences, TED Talks, all of those kind of things. That's, I love sending out that information. And a lot of people are like, well, a lot of them don't apply to me. I'm like, you have to figure out, because for me, I'm always like, there's say 100 people that you can speak to at their workshop. That's 100 people. If you don't you can't change their life. So I apply for almost all of them. It's like 80% of them that I apply for. Even if they don't ask for my specialty, I still propose it because you never know when they're like, I never thought about bringing that into my conference, so even if it's something that you're like, well, they're asking for cloud computing and security on the internet or whatever, go ahead and apply and just focus it on, so say if it's a tech kind of conference, just adjust it, so that you can, apply for it because you never know.
Yeah, in fact, I'm doing a telesummit. This is a similar example, but the telesummit is all about how to succeed online. doing online marketing. Well, I do a lot of online marketing, but most of my success is offline marketing. So
yes,
my topic is going to be the number one secret to online marketing success. And the secret's going to be offline marketing. Take it offline. So you just have to make your topic fit, and if it's like a healthcare conference to a bunch of insurance people or whatever, I just talk about like how to maximize social media. Find some aspect that you can talk about and fit it into what they're looking for, if you can.
I know.
Right?
The other day there was a tech conference, and it was they were really kind of wanting marketing tips for. There was kind of a business slant to this tech conference. So they're all ITIS, company, software, gaming, that kind of thing. And I thought, well, what's be different that they probably aren't having someone talk about? So I did a whole, proposal on how to use Blab and Periscope and what's the difference. And, so you just kind of have to take what you normally do and then kind of adjust it so that you can propose, something.
Yeah.
And kind of stand out.
Yep.
So.
And then and
that's really what marketing is, right?
Yeah. And the best speaking and the easiest way to get booked is to just book your own blabs or book your own teleclasses or webinars and market them as free stuff, like lead generator kind of things. You could get paid ones too, but if you're trying to build your list, you want a free offer so that people could get on your list and sign up to come to that teleclass. And granted, these days, there's teleclasses and webinars and free stuff everywhere. So you get a little bit less and less information, or less people signing up. But the people that sign up are really more hot prospects these days. So yeah. Don't be scared. I always tell my clients to do at least one free teleclass or webinar or Blab now or Periscope or whatever. Do one kind of presentation free every month to get people on your list or to get people experiencing you. Because this is an experience, right? So you get to know somebody better, and then they either want to take it further and find out more, or they don't. Maybe they don't like you. That's fine.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I sent you that information about Joey, who's doing the Women of Confidence. So she has 1,000 women that she's wanting to, to book and do a little 30-minute or so conversation and record it and then post it. And I thought, it's a great idea. But of course, she's really struggling because 1,000 women is a lot of women.
That is. I don't know if I saw that. I could pass it on.
Yeah, definitely. Remind me and I'll connect you. But, if y'all want connections to Joey, just let me know. She's amazing. Young, she's super excited and she really wants to be connected. It's over in the Speaking Opportunities page also on PSA. But, when you reach out and you help somebody like that, you just never know where it's going to continue on to, So I love kind of reaching out and saying, hey, Joey, not only would I love it for myself, but let me connect you to other women that I know. Take it beyond yourself. And I think that's one of the best marketing tools that I've learned, is always about kind of giving.
Giving first. Give first, share always. It's an eWomen motto, but it's stick with me too. It sticks with me. So. Yeah. So, one of the things I love about what you do and you help people with is kind of the strategy. And I think that's where people kind of mess up is, we start looking at, I need to be on Blab, right? Because everybody else is on Blab, but you have no strategy. Yeah.
And then they're just like on, and then they're like, well, this doesn't work because they have no reason to be on there, right? There's no, I want this to happen from this.
Right.
I know that's really frustrating for me when I was just on someone's show and I knew she wasn't going to get anything beneficial for herself because she was just talking and she would ask me questions and she wouldn't reciprocate with what she thought. There was nothing that showed her expertise. It was nice that she threw all the expertise on me and her co-host, but you need to remember it's about you too. What's your strategy for this,
Yeah, and without a strategy, you don't get people live, you don't get people subscribed. I mean, the whole goal to doing these kinds of blabs is to get subscribers to your blab, that will see you every time you post something and hopefully join you. They can't join you at every one, right? And then once they join you and experience you, hopefully they want to learn more, and then they go get on your website, your email list, and then maybe they come to an event, maybe they call you, maybe they sign up for something, maybe they buy something on your website. So that's really the progression. So having some kind of goal like that. But a lot of people just aren't marketing enough. So you're not talking to enough people and inviting enough people to the things you are doing. So if you want 50 people on a blab, you probably have to market to 500 people. You have to touch 500 people. Yeah. And you can't just post something on Facebook and hope for the best. I mean, that's what we're doing, but we also do emails and personal invites and things like that. But there's more to it than just a couple posts here and there on social media. Most people have no clue the extent of what needs to be done. Now, it sounds overwhelming, but there's ways you can automate certain things you're doing. You can delegate a lot of the stuff, which definitely you should do at some point sooner than later. You want to delegate certain things because you cannot physically do it all yourself. I can't do everything I do myself. People ask me, how come I see you everywhere? You're everywhere. You look too busy. I'm not too busy. I have a team. Right? I'm busy, but I'm not too busy. People think I'm too busy, I think, and won't call me or whatever, but it's, I have a team. Hello, right? I don't do all this myself. That'd be craziness. I'd be up until 2 a.m. in the morning and getting up at 6 and trying to do all this. And I don't. I get 8 hours of sleep every night. I have dinner with my family. You know, I take the whole morning. Sometimes I don't even talk to people before 9 or 10 a.m. Pacific. Okay, this is an exception because it's early here. Anyways.
Yay. Well, and I think that's, you know, when you first start out in business, you know, you're doing everything. And I think it's about being really strategic of your approach when you first start out, because you are doing it all. Right. So try not to do everything. Focus on specific areas. Say, okay, I'm going to do Facebook and I'm going to do a really great marketing like Blab. You know, do like 2 things. And then of course, speaking is like the best way for you to market yourself. So go out there and do that. But don't try to do everything in its mother so that you feel overwhelmed. And then when you've got a little bit extra time, then start another platform or, you know, adjust. What do you think?
And the problem with what you just said, though, is you say, go do Facebook. And then people that don't know what to do on Facebook are going, okay, that's great, but what do I do on Facebook, right? So,
well, that's why they hire you. Well,
yeah, or I have some training programs now. Like I have a $49 social media webinar that can teach you everything about every platform, for example, and what you should be doing and spending time on in order to get leads. So it's a 2-hour webinar. Yeah. And it can show you, walks you through. It's a screen share. So I'm physically walking you through the different sites. It's actually amazing. So for someone who doesn't know about social media, I'm not sitting here trying to sell that today, but it's a great resource for $49. I mean, you can know exactly what to do from a marketing standpoint and a sales standpoint, where to spend your time. So if you don't know that and you're going, well, what do I do on Facebook? Don't just post and comment. You're not going to get anywhere. That's not exactly the only thing you have to do. And most of you are just posting to your 200 friends. So how do you reach out to thousands and thousands of other people on social media? And that's the key. And how do you then have it to take it to phone calls, which is you have to take people offline from Facebook or you're not going to make a lot of money. It's not, you know, unless you're some big internet marketer with a whole bunch of products online, which probably most of you are not, then that's not going to happen.
Well, I know even for like, what people have a hard time with is investing in their business and in their personal development, you know, and I always suggest people are like, you need to, because there's so many things like what did you say it was like $49 or something, you know, ridiculously low. Yeah. I mean, just do it. And because you're learning something quick, you know, you're kind of moving yourself really fast. You know, I've got a sales training modules that you can go through. It's $97. Boom, you're done. You know, learning about the TV show and doing a show on here. Why? What's your strategy? How are you going to do it? So we're doing that next Monday. You know, so that way you're like, oh, I know how to put it up on my website and do the iframe. I don't even know what an iframe is. Tanya's going to show me.
I don't either. I don't know what it is either. I just my website. I mean, Isn't that how you do
It's
it?
if an iframe is literally just shows this like section up on your website, so it counts down to the day of, the time of, and then once it's done, once we're done with this, it automatically populates to your website, so you don't even have to do anything. It's just automatic.
I see.
It's brilliant.
Oh, well, that's cool. I'll have to get my assistant on that because I don't want to learn it.
Exactly.
See, there's some things that like that's out of my realm of what I want to know. So I would pass that training onto my assistant. And I don't know, but
I'm just geeky enough to where I like that kind of stuff.
You have a geeky husband.
He has taught me geekiness, I have to admit.
Yeah, like I don't have a geeky. I will have a geeky husband, but not a tech geeky husband. And so we have fun together. We're very outgoing, but he's definitely not that tech. He's a little bit more tech savvy than me. Like he knows how to program things on my cell phone, which I have no idea. Okay, but that's about as far as it goes.
Well, and that's a great point too. I was just Michael called. It was so funny because he called me and he happened to listen to my actual, voicemail. And voicemails are such a powerful tool. And a lot of times people don't think about the marketing strategy for a lot of the things that we just take for granted.
I pick up
I've got so many people.
Yeah. What were you going to say? A tip about the voicemail?
Yeah, I had people that actually didn't hire somebody or didn't bring them in because they got to their voicemail and was like scared off. I had a lady who had an opportunity to be in part of a huge speaking opportunity, and the organization called her. I think they were paying her $10,000 to come and speak and do this training, and she never got the email with all the contracts and everything, and she didn't understand why. And it just took me a second because I called her, got her voicemail, and was like, "Hello, this is so-and-so. Please leave a message." And you're like, who would bring you in to speak and do training? They want energy. They want excitement.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah. Well, and like if we're calling for business and it says, "You've reached the home of Johnny," and leave a message for us for the family, or if you want to leave a message for Cindy's business at da, 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 da. And then no, that's not a serious business owner. You need a separate line. And then there's the voicemails. I do a lot of follow-up phone calls, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I hear all people's voicemails. Then there's the ones that just have the automated recording. "You've reached 555-212-1212. And I'm like, do I even have the right number? Because it doesn't even say your name or your business. That drives me crazy. And then the one that just says, "Hi, leave a message. I'll get back to you." Like, who the hell are you? Like, tell us your website. Like, tell us to go to your website to get your free thing or whatever. It's like, yeah, stop it. Go listen to your voicemail and fix it now. That's like huge number. That's like a little thing. That and your signature line in your email, that drives me crazy too. It's like if you're going to put a message on Facebook or just your email signature should have your full contact information. Don't make me go look for your contact information. You're making it hard for people to buy from you and to get in touch with you if you don't put your phone number and your website and all that stuff in everything you do. Everything you do.
Exactly. So. I've had so many people that, we've scheduled a time for coffee or lunch or something, and I'll show up. They'll already know what I look like. They already recognize me. I have no idea who they are because it's in my emails. Right. All the emails that I've conversed with them, they're there. Or the people that have their Facebook photo is the picture of their dog or their kids or something. I'm like, okay, don't ever put a picture of your dog. You are not a bitch. Well, you have to get away from the doggy pictures.
Yeah, I mean, maybe for a day you can do a flashback, or for a day you can put you and your spouse on there or something. But I have some lady, I don't think it was even a client, but she puts her son on there or something. It's like, no. We're talking to whatever her name is, Cassandra, let's just say, and she's got a picture of a guy. I'm like, I'm so confused. Yeah. Like, you look like a spammer now because
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
Anyway.
And, and be aware of the way you sound to people. It's all marketing. Yesterday I got a voicemail and it was like, "Hey, Tanya, I haven't seen you in forever. I don't know if you remember me from Houston." And I'm like, I don't remember this guy. And so I give him a call back and he's like, "Oh, good. I'm glad you called me back. I've got something that you need to buy into." And I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
okay, so, and I got a LinkedIn message like that yesterday. I just responded to it. I wish I had it up handy. I could read you back what I wrote. I don't always respond to people, but sometimes I feel like I want to help them,
Yeah.
And so I wrote back, I said, because I had sent her a message, "Hey, it's nice to connect with you. Let's see how we can help each other. Tell me more about what you do. Then we could jump on a phone call and see if or how we can refer business to each other."
Yep.
And what she does is she proceeded to email me her entire sales pitch. Well, blah, 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 blah. And then she didn't even respond to what I did or ask me anything. So I said, that's not going to win you any awards here, sister. We need to, get a little bit more conversational and relationship oriented before you spring the sales pitch on somebody, because you don't know if I'm a prospect or a referral source, or I'm looking to have you come in and speak. And if you're trying to sell me, I'm like immediately turned off. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And, especially.
Oh yeah, she probably did cut and paste it. He wrote, Randall's like, yeah, well, and don't get me wrong. I teach copy, paste, send. That's like one of my huge strategies, copy, paste, send. So when you have a template of something, but the template is not going to be salesy. So you still want to copy, paste, send to 500 people or whatever. And that's one of my strategies on social media is 50 people a day. How do you message 50 people a day? And what do you say? And I have certain templates that we use for that. But so it is copy, paste, send, because that's very efficient and somebody else can do it if you can create the template. But yes, you have to have the right template first.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and, there's certain things that immediately flag me that I just immediately block people. It's like the guy that's like, "Hi, beautiful Tanya." I'm like, "Oh, flag, bye."
Anybody that says beautiful or baby or hey lady or like hi love,
Hi.
It's delete.
I'm like,
spam, delete,
you don't
spam.
ever just say hi. Yeah. Why would you just say hi? Because you're leading to something, it's just like, stop. This is about conversations and actually, I don't know. It just drives me nuts.
Let's just make this all about what drives us nuts in marketing, what people don't do.
It's your best opening line, Tim. Really?
That's right. I never get the hey beautiful.
Oh,
Sorry,
Randall never gets that he's beautiful. Aw.
You guys are funny.
Maybe it's because you need hair like Tim, because he's got that long blonde hair too.
It's not quite as kinky as hers, however.
I know. I straightened mine the other day, and of course, when I straighten it, nobody recognizes me, and people are. I know it gets really. It's
picture.
Very.
I've never.
I'll
seen
send
it
to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because nobody recognized me. So if I try to go someplace, I could go incognito, right? People won't recognize me. So sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I'll straighten my hair. No one will know it's me."
Because you're a celeb in your area. You're a celeb.
Exactly.
I'm not quite as popular in mine. What should we talk about next? What about networking? We didn't mention networking.
Yes.
Honestly, besides speaking, networking is the second most important strategy that I recommend, because most business owners aren't that well set up online yet. So doing a lot of the online stuff is not helpful because your website sucks, or you have no opt-in box, or you don't have a freebie, and you don't have all those things set up yet. So offline networking in person is seriously one of the best things you could do, because you can meet a lot more people faster. And, when you meet people in person, they're going to buy quicker if they're a good prospect for you.
Exactly. And, we were talking about, even in the comments about people recognizing you, when you walk in, it's about that recognition. There's some lovely ladies that are some of my best friends, and a lot of times I don't recognize them because they change their hair every time I see them. It's about the branding that you're doing. It's all branding. If you're going into some place, they want to know who you are, and they want to be able to recognize you. And I see that happen with speakers a lot of times too, is they'll walk in and no one knows that they're the speaker because they don't even look like their picture that they've been promoting the entire time.
Right. And people need to get updated headshots. And I say that, and I haven't got an updated headshot in a while, but I think I still look the same. Like, don't I look the same? I mean,
you do,
same, right? I mean, every once in a while, my hair is done a little teeny different. But I don't change my hair on purpose because I don't want to get another headshot. This wasn't, I'm going to tell a secret. This is 2011. Okay. This headshot.
It's time for, I tell you what though.
That's what I look like.
I tell you, it is what you look like, but
why do I need
great
a headshot?
marketing. Because it's great marketing. Okay. So if you get it, every time I get a new headshot, so I had this one done, about 4 months ago or so.
Yes.
Right? Because then I can push it out. Everything's fresh. People are like, oh, she's really moving and growing because she's got a new headshot. So it's a psychological thing, too, of getting you out there and going, look, Katrina looks great. What a lovely, great new picture.
I agree with that. And then I just did my my new website that's not out yet, but we're working on it. With a very similar headshot from that same era. And because I didn't want to get a new headshot. And mostly because I gained a few pounds from my surgery and I don't want to take, so, I want to wait until I don't.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about how much you weigh.
I can.
I know you do.
It's just annoying.
Right. Well, and we were talking about networking. When you go speak or you go to a conference, you are there to network and to do business. I cannot believe how many people go to an event and they go and they listen and they take notes and they go back to their room. I'm like,
don't have a clue.
What?
Don't have a clue what to do to work the room, or I call it working the room. And I know it sounds kind of salesy. So for those of you who are like, oh, that sounds horrible to work the room, that means like you're pushy. No, that's not what I mean by it. You can work the room and just be very helpful and giving and get to know people and grab business cards so you can follow up later or exchange business cards and see how you can help each other. There's lots of great things you can do, including all the 7 things I just mentioned, is what you want to do spending your time at events. And spending time, if you need some downtime, great. Make sure you get a room by yourself if you're at a hotel or whatnot. But use the evening time for the networking. Even if you can rest later. Rest and later, like don't not sleep, but if you're an introvert and you have a lot of energy, do something to help you. Like I have energy drinks, not the caffeine ones, but like a healthy alternative that I use, a powder to make a tea thing. And I use, I do shakes. I mean, the last 2 events that I went to, I actually brought a blender in my suitcase. Okay. I brought a blender and I went to the grocery store and I got spinach and apple and grapes and avocado. And I brought my little powder and and I made my shakes every single day. And I'm so proud of myself for doing that because it really kept my energy up and it kept me feeling better because I didn't eat all that crap in the hotel. I ate good food and I brought other things to eat too. And I got the right things at the store and, I didn't subject myself too much to the hotel food. So that's really, really important, I found, because when I eat that crap, it makes me feel like crap. And then I don't feel fresh enough and good enough. And that's what brings me down.
Well, and, people don't look at the target market, whatever your target market is. Those are the conferences you should be going to. Because if you want to close a lot of business while you're learning, while you're connecting, while you're networking, that is the best ones to go to. I go to a lot of people's, speaker training ones. If I go to Malinchek or Sachovich or whatever, I've already looked and listened to their, what they talk about. So I just hang around and talk to people the whole time and walk out with $10,000 in sales,
Right. Well, I went to an event one time and sold somebody into my mastermind. And at the time it was $40,000. So I made a $40,000 sale at somebody else's 4-day live event that they were selling their mastermind. but the person resonated with me instead, and we were just having a chat. So you just never know. I'm sorry. You got to be prepared. But I was prepared. I had an application for my program. I had it with me. Because if you don't, what are you going to do? You're going to say, well, let's talk later when we get back to the office and let's have a conversation later. By then they're cold. You got to get them when they're hot. You got to be ready with order forms and applications and have the printed, I don't have any in my desk. They're over there, but a printed order form with you so you can sell a book or you can sell a program or you can sell some coaching.
I sold on airplane. You know, I've had people sit next to me, start a conversation, and I'm like, would you like a form? They're like, you have a form? I'm like, of course I've got a form. I walk around with my forms, you know, you just never know.
I always have them on the plane. I always have a simple order form with all my products on it, my books, and have a couple books with me because I've sold books on the plane too. So to people sitting right next to me.
Well, and also I have 2 blank forms too. So I've got all my normal ones. They're all 2 parts, you know, so they get a copy, I get a copy. But I've got 2 kind of blankish ones where it's kind of fill in the blank. And those are for people that are asking me, hey, can you train me on whatever the conversation is? And we come up with a price and everything. I just fill it all in. They give me their credit card. We're done. And then the other one is POs. You know, if you're doing a purchase order for a company, it's great to fill that all out and hand them a copy. That way you kind of guide their information right there, and then they can go back and you can make an official, purchase order later too. But it gets the ball moving and it kind of gets a commitment, immediately.
Yeah. No, that's so true. You got to be ready. You got to make it easy. I always say you got to make it easy for people to buy from you. And if you don't have that stuff available, you're making it hard for them. Same thing goes on your website. You got to have buy now buttons and fill in forms and register now and sign up for this free thing and whatever. You got to make it easy for people to get information or buy from you or find out more.
It's also about, people are all focused on marketing a lot of times, and then you never stop to actually sell people. So don't just market, and then don't funnel them into an actual sell.
Right.
Then you're just talking.
That goes back to the strategy. So what a lot of people do, and I see this all the time, is they will market, or post, comment, email, whatever, and do blog posts and emails and go to networking events. And they might do some follow-up calls, but they don't really know what they're selling. So the number one thing I ask clients when I start working with somebody is, what are you selling? What are you selling?
Yeah.
Period. If you don't really have a clear funnel and know what you're selling, then the marketing is not going to help you. Right. Because you have to know what to funnel them into. And you want a variety of things to sell. You want something very low priced,
exactly,
under $100. You need something under $100 to try you out. You need something in a couple $100 range. You can have something in a few $100 range, like a mid 100. You want to have something at like 1,000, maybe 1,500. And you want to have something for 5,000, maybe 10, and then beyond 10, 20, however you're getting started. But start at 5 for something. Right. Sell something for $5,000 unless you're already selling for higher. And that could be just a year working with you, or a 6 months, or whatever it is. You got to work out what that all includes. But if you don't have those different levels of what you're selling, then you're going to miss people at different levels. There's going to be people that want to pay high price to have more access to you. There's going to be people that just want to try you out and have a sample of you first because they don't know you well enough yet. Yeah. So you need those.
And one of the questions was, do you do online forums? And yes, you do online forums. You can even do it on your phone, but what I found, especially if you're on the plane, your phone probably is going to have issues working. A lot of times the Wi-Fi just isn't as good as you need it to be to get that form secure. And a lot of people do the little swipey things on their phones, with the little swipe card thingies. And I'm not a fan of those. I've seen so many people lose sales because they can't get it to work. And the person's like, well, that's okay. I'll do it later. And that means they won't ever do it. Get them a hard copy that they fill out. They get a copy, you get a copy, and they're cheap. You can get them at Office Depot or whatever, those 2-ply carbonless copies. That way they've got it, everything's there. You've got it all handwritten out to make sure you got their phone number, email address,
Well, and then you go back to your website and enter it in. See, so when you get back to when I go to a conference, I come back with order forms, usually, and then my assistant or I just enter them into we use the link. We have a shopping cart. So if you are selling coaching or packages or group programs or teleclasses or webinars or anything, you need a shopping cart. I always recommend AutoWeb, which is one shopping cart, and my affiliate link is Jumpstart Shopping Cart. You've got to get a shopping cart if you're in that kind of a business. Yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts, okay? Because that's where the forms lie on your website. That's where your database is housed. That's where your emails go. That's where your autoresponders. That's where you can have an affiliate program, but all your products are in there. So you can have a link. So if I wanted to sell, let's just say a Try Me Out 1-hour consultation for $197, which I do, by the way, but that's, so I have a link that is in my computer. It's not necessarily on the web page because I don't necessarily advertise that price. Yeah. Okay. But it's in there. So I can just take the link. It opens up an order page, and then I take the order form and I enter all the information into the computer. And then it's like they're sitting in front of their computer taking that order, but I'm doing it. Yep. So you have to have the printed, because if you use the Square or those other things that plug into your phone, like she said, sometimes it doesn't work. If you don't have the internet, that's not a good thing, right? Especially on a plane. Then it also doesn't go into your database. So it doesn't house your database. It doesn't send auto email responders. So if you're selling a digital product or a live event, you need to give them details, then you have to send an autoresponder to give them the thing. You have to give them the link to download, or you have to give them the information about the event or what to do next if it's a consult or whatever. You want that autoresponder to go. You want the system to work for you. Exactly. So you want them automatically added to your database, so you can send an email newsletter to them. The next time you send one out, they're already in there. If you use Square, you only get the email address. You don't get all their other contact information. You need to be able to get their phone numbers these days, because you can't rely on email 100%. You can barely rely on it like 10% these days, that someone's going to get an email follow-up from you. So you have to get phone numbers. I always recommend mailing something too. So get their mailing address, and I can go on and on.
Exactly.
We're off on a tangent.
But it's true, and the more you can filter people, the better. If you can figure out exactly what they're going to be interested in. So if you're doing lead generation, a couple of things that I love doing is marketing to people and then driving them to, say, a contest. So even if you go to TanyaHoffman.com, there's a contest on there. And when people fill it out, they're actually telling me what they're interested in. That way I know what to talk to them about and what to follow up with them. Right. The fortune is in the follow-up. And when I'm speaking, I get them to fill out little forms. What are they interested in? They tell me what they thought of the program, all their contact information. You've got to filter them so that makes it easy for you to follow up.
Yeah, totally. If you're not, capturing contact information, you're missing out on thousands and thousands of dollars in sales. So you're just, so stop that and fix it quickly for your next event. And forms are easy. Yeah, I have templates out the yin yang for all of this stuff we're talking about. I'm huge on templates. I'm huge on systems. So like my follow-up system has all the order form templates in it. My 6-figure marketing template system is a product that's under $100, and it has templates for email follow-up, for social media messaging, like I was telling you, to reach 50 people a day on social media and what I say on those messages, so it's not salesy. Yeah. It has the form, the order forms, flyers, examples. I mean, everything that you need to market online and offline. Yeah. To get more leads.
And I put over there in the message, it's a direct link to the my contest page. So if you want to see what I'm doing, that's one of the most effective tools that I use, especially if I'm on a radio show. So it's hard to get people from the radio just listening to your website. So you really have to offer something and drive them there and make it simple. You always have to make it simple for them. So don't create these long ass, connections on your website. Mine's always win or sell or TV or, they're short. So it's my website and then a short add-on. So whatever your page is, don't do a bunch of dashes and you get people lost. And then make sure it's something that they can spell. If they can't spell, what you're trying to get them to type out, you lost them.
Right. Like that's horrible. And the websites with the dashes, that's not necessarily a good plan. Just because the URL you want is taken, try to think of something without dashes if you can.
Yes, yes. Oh, and I'm going to put in here
so we have
too. One of the things that's very effective, and I'm going to put it in here so y'all can take advantage of it. Public Speakers Conference. So it's public speaker. Oh, and I misspelled it. Sorry, y'all. That's what happens when you start talking and typing at the same time. So it's with an S, Public Speakers with an S, conference.com. We've got nominations open. So you want to get yourself nominated a lot. And I know Katrina was one of our winners. What did you win? Or you were nominated?
I won
Collaborator of the Year. I can't remember which one you won. National, international, something. There she is. She was nominated for international. We didn't get you a winner. You need to nominate yourself again.
I don't think. Didn't I get something in 2015?
I did. I thought so.
I won in 2015. I forgot. But that's fine. I know. That one's 2014. So I have it, but it's that scrolling sign, and then so it's in my bag that I take to live events.
Oh, cool.
So I don't have that one out. So yes, I won last year. I think it was National Collaborator of the Year, not international.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. So
I need to take a picture and market that.
Yeah.
So I need to do some press around that, and then do it to promote your event.
Yeah, and let them know, and that'd be really great too, because then it'll also let all your people know about the opportunity. Because really, people, if you can get yourself nominated, you can use that nomination forever, even if you're not a winner. But guess what? Sometimes you win. Katrina won. So the first year she was just nominated. Mm-hmm. The second year she actually won. So you can get yourself nominated, and especially for ones like Collaborator of the Year, now it's a specific, this person is a connector. This person is going to be someone I need to know. So you also apply for things that's going to give you a lot of, kudos too. So go to the website. The panel that chooses the winners does not care if you nominate yourself. I'm serious. Tim, you need to make sure you get yourself nominated too. Because they don't care. They just want to know what you're doing. They go out to social media. They see what you're saying about other people. They want to see that you're a connector, that you're a collaborator. So there's national, local, national, and international. We also have videos that you can submit, under 5-minute video on all kinds of topics. So make sure that you go to that and submit a short video. So it's the best business tip, best personal development, best story. I mean, there's a whole list of different ones. And again, you could be the incredible winner for that. So that would be awesome.
There's a picture of me on the website about on where you sign up to be.
I tell you, you're all over that website. I love that picture of you and Jim. You're like,
I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure I have a good dress next time. I mean, I like what I had on last, but I have to go shopping again.
Yay!
You can't wear the same outfit every year at all these events because that just doesn't look good. So the same hairstyle is okay, but the same outfit is not.
Exactly. And guys, also, it's about looking a certain way. You're branding yourself too. So look about, what are you going to go to a conference? Even if you're just an attendee, how are you going to stand out, and how are you going to make yourself, appear as someone that they need to know? I see a lot of people.
You know what I've been doing lately to stand out? Even if I'm just an attendee, I'll get my selfie stick, and I don't have it here. It's in the car, but I'll be like, so in the morning before the conference starts, I'll get there a little early. And even if I'm not a speaker at this event, I get the selfie stick out and I take pictures with a ton of different people. Not even if I don't know them, I'll just be the selfie stick photographer. Even if they have another photographer, nobody else is doing selfie stick photography. So I'm the selfie stick photographer, and then I'm posting them all on Facebook and tagging as many people as I can, and tagging the organizer and all these other people and or the speakers. And so the people are all over the internet, and I'm all over the internet with these selfies, and that gets you noticed. So that is something free and easy that all of you can do. Even if you're an introvert, it'll help you get out of your shell, is taking selfies with a whole bunch of different people.
Yes.
At a conference.
And people love it when you ask them to take a picture with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can even get their Facebook or their Twitter handle and connect with them. So you can even add to your friends list there. So don't just not do that, but you can connect and get their card. And then it's a great excuse to follow up with them and to connect with them on social media. And then, you know, build your following on social media. I'm telling you, it's a genius idea. Get a $12 selfie stick and go, people. This makes you really memorable.
Exactly. It's all those things that make you stand out. And that's really what marketing is, you know, and have fun with it. And we're talking about fall in love with marketing today. You know, it's about having fun with it. You know, if you're like, ugh, it's probably going to come out that way.
Yeah, a lot of people that joined us, and people keep coming in and out. I see all these people, Lola and Lance and Cheval. Hi, Cheval. I've seen you before. Charlie and Christelle, and I don't know what Ember Studio. What's your name? I don't know your name.
Yeah, and you know, when I'm looking at, because I'm doing a training on how to do these TV shows, you know, on Blab, and then how to use them, because I've got so much closed business. And I was just on someone else's show, and I just kind of went over, and I was on the side, and one of the guys was like, "Oh my gosh, there's Tanya! Have her come in." I'm like, who is this guy? Why does he know me? It's just, it's funny, you know, it's such a small community still. You can really get known really quickly on Blab, which is really kind of cool.
It is. It is. I need to do more on Blab myself. So I'm making it a goal to do at least 2 Blabs a month. I know that doesn't seem like very many, but I'm busy.
Well, and I'm booking people for my Blab. So if you want to be on my show, go to Public Speakers with an S Association, all spelled out.com. Under the members page, there's TV show. Click on that. There's a form to fill out and dates you could pick. It's Monday through Friday, unless I'm out of town speaking, at 10 a.m. Central Time, and it's for an hour. So we have a blast. So tell us, Katrina, how to get connected with you. Do you have a special offer for people or anything?
I put a link in the thing for some free gifts.
Perfect.
So if you scroll up, but I can put it again in a second. It's jumpstartyourmarketing.com/free gifts. And that's plural. So make it easy for people to buy. Go there, sign up. You'll get an audio about my book, Love Yourself Successful. You'll get a free report on the 21 mistakes most entrepreneurs make and how to avoid them. You'll get another audio on more business related topic and how to really grow your business. So there's a lot of stuff for free. So to try me out, right? Try me out for free first and then pay. That's my motto. And then if you're interested, come to a call with me. There's an opportunity to do a complimentary strategy session. And don't wait to do it. People always say, well, when I'm ready, or when I have my idea, or when I have my website up, or when I have this. Don't do that, because I guarantee if you're waiting to get your website set up, you want to talk to me first, because there's things people miss on their website. I don't care who you're working with as a web designer. Yeah. You're going to miss out on certain key functionality, certain sales and marketing strategies and things that you need to have. And then you'll get this website that's all done and pretty, and yay, I'm going to tell you to change it if you really want business. So don't wait. You know, you want to talk to someone like me if you haven't before, you know, and if you have a coach or another mentor, it's okay, because a lot of people don't teach what I teach. It's the nitty gritty marketing lead generation strategies, what you need to do and how to do it. There's nobody out there that teaches them this much how as me in so many broad different categories of what you need to do. And I don't tell everybody the same thing, because you're not the same kind of business. Yeah. So we do things in order of importance for you and your goals and your business and your personality and your target market.
And you've got an event coming up too that they can go and be a part of, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's next week, next Friday. So it's on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. If you can change your plans and come, it will be amazing. If you really need to make more money in your business and you don't have a lot of stuff set up, it's the perfect event to come to. It's in Sacramento, California, and you can find out more at livebigevents.com. I'll put that in the thing, livebigevents.com. And then on that page, there's also 3 other events for the year. So all 4 dates are there. I'm doing one in April for speakers, and Tanya's speaking at that one. And that's whether you're a speaker or want to be a speaker or know you should be speaking, that's the event you want to come to for sure, because we're going to lay out what your talk titles are, what your descriptions are, how to get gigs, how to present yourself, what to do with PowerPoint and all the back end forms and your back end table, and what are you going to sell. And I'm going to have some amazing speakers, including some really hands-on training. That's April 2nd and 3rd. And then there's one in July for a business, and then one again in November. So
awesome.
There's lots of opportunity to come to an event. I'd love to have you there.
Perfect.
It's worth coming. Yeah.
And so check out also Public Speakers with an S Association.com. We'd love to get you involved. We are looking for presenters for our virtual summit. It's a teleconference on February 24th and 25th. And this particular one has a theme on relationships, business, family, connections, whatever you want to talk about that has some kind of relationship. And it really, that could be so massive. It could be a relationship for marketing. It could be a relationship for whatever. I don't care. But it's a great way for you to get your information out there. We record it, post it, so it's not only live in front of an actual audience that's listening in on the teleconference on the phone, but then it's also recorded. And we get about 1,000 downloads a month on those recordings. I think the other day I saw yours had like 84 on one of the ones you just did not too long ago. I mean, people were like eating that one up. 84 downloads. 84,000. 84 downloads. And
okay.
Which is awesome.
It's just that's better than live sometimes.
Exactly.
I mean, don't be discouraged. I have clients who I tell them to do a teleclass once a month, like I said earlier, and then they get like 20 people to sign up and 10 people show up live. And I said, don't worry about it. You just have to keep consistent, and then put those recordings up on like a free gift page, right? So people can always access those replays. You just never know when someone's going to be able to listen into something, or they want to try you out because they're brand new to your site.
And I noticed that more and more people are going and listening to the recordings versus being live. People like to do it on their own time.
Right.
They like to do it in the middle of the night,
right.
or, whenever they like, to listen to stuff. So,
right.
Don't get all freaked out because there's no one live,
Yeah, and you're developing content. So it's a great way to develop content. Then you can transcribe that content. You can come up with a whole bunch of blog posts with that content. You can do a bunch of videos about that, little pieces of those contents. You can do posts and tweets that you can recycle over and over with that content.
Exactly.
You got to repurpose the content, people. So think of it that way.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you're interested in being of my next event for teaching you how to create a blab show, we're going to go step by step, click by click, strategy by strategy, from how to do the TV show itself, how to do blab, how to put it onto your website so that it automatically populates and everyone sees it and it counts down. People can register from there, how to do everything. If you're interested in that, just go to TanyaHoffman.com. Remember that Tanya is with an O, and Hoffman is not spelled right because my husband's family doesn't know how to spell it right. So it's with one F and two N's, and it's under there on TV show. And it's only $197.
There you go.
Right? And people are like, why is your name spelled wrong? I'm like, it's my husband's family. So we'll do that. And I would love to have y'all on my show. Danielle, I just saw you joined in. You have got to come on my show. And y'all come on all the time. I'd love for y'all to come on and have fun. All righty. Thank y'all for being on. Thanks, Katrina, for being on today.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Yay. Bye.